Okay, welcome back to the 30th Irish Open live from the 18-lane Leisureplex Lorgan Bowl. We're into final step 3 on the last 16, and your matches will be Ghislaine van der Tol from Holland versus Tom Byrne from Ireland, Ramon Hilferink of Holland versus Edwin van Aale, also of Holland, Barry Foley versus Rob Thirlby. That's going to be a great match. Nicola Pongolini from Italy against Jason Agate from England. Timu Pukkisto from Finland against England's Lee Cocker. Nico Tienpont and Nicole Sanders will be battling it out, both Netherlands. Stephen Joyce from Ireland versus Andy Jones from England, and Karon Salama from Finland versus Anthony Simonson from the USA. And we're going to bring you in a couple of new people for chatting away. You want to come in now? We're going to have Lee Chatfield and Jamie Bottomley from the ESBT. We're going to talk about the upcoming patterns and commentate on this final step. So I'll hand you over to Lee Chatfield and Jamie Bottomley.
Cheers, Dom. We're back now in Ireland for the Storm Irish Open. 30th year of this amazing tournament. Inside and outside the bowling centre, obviously. There's a lot going on this year. We've got some great matches in this last 16. We've got some local favourites, we've got some overseas visitors, we've got some European starlets and superstars, we've got some English handbags, and Barry Foley. So let's see what Jamie Bottomley's predictions are for the first round of the knockouts.
Well, looking at the field, I'm going to go with Simonson. Yeah, look at that.
Simonson on lanes 1 and 2, dodgy pair in the house, but he's no fault to scoring, as everyone was more aware of. He's got a couple of PBA titles. So, what about lanes 3 and 4, JB?
Well, English boy Lee Cocker. But I've seen this Timo, I think it is. I've seen him at a couple of tournaments abroad. He's not too shabby. That could go either way.
What is he, Finnish?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, even the household is pretty good, isn't they? Just a different breed over there.
It's the Italian lad, Nicola
Pongolini.
on 5 and 6.
Congo.
I was watching him yesterday. He's pretty good, very good technique.
Italians at the moment, there's a few around that are a bit underrated actually. We've got Antonio Fiorentino, two-hander, amazing bowler. We've got Pongolini, we've got some of the older guys as well, Marco Rubioli, you've got the brothers, Alessandro Santu. Great country. Now we go on to lanes 7 and 8. So we have Ghislaine van der Tol, Ghislaine Stinger van der Tol, and the Irish assassin Tom Byrne.
Just don't know they absolutely massive block. 15-10 scratch. So
that's a bit big. Some of the Pigman Islands even count to 1510.
yeah, I'll go with her on this one. Sorry, Tom.
So 9 and 10 featured pair. If it's on the live stream. So we have Raymond Hilpening from the Netherlands, ex-Weber, coming back now to the Netherlands to operate the Kegel, I believe it's the Tilburg Bowling Centre. Please correct me if I'm wrong, anyone listening, if anyone's up and away can actually answer. We have Dutch Master in Finance sponsor Edwin van Aale. Now, this guy Edwin, he's been striking a lot today. It's a very simple game, up between 2 and 3, not, keeping the ball in the pocket in front of him. Whereas everyone else has been to the left of him, playing around. As we've just seen with Raymond. Go straight through the face for a nasty little split at the beginning of the game. So it's still not the best.
I still expect him to progress.
Yeah.
Kid's a machine.
It's not afraid of scoring numbers, so it's not afraid of winning any money. This tournament always throws up a couple of surprises. For example, Chris Sloan, local favourite, not in anymore. He's
That's better.
oh, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
That's it. It's cheap headphones. That's what it is. I'm used to a lot more expensive. Oh, Barry Foley's
with the
flagged
spare.
to 10 pin.
Yeah, lane 11 to 12. Barry Foley, Lee Rob Thirlby.
Rob Thirlby, half the man he was.
Skinny Rob Thirlby, yeah.
Skinny Rob Thirlby, sponsored by Weetabix with Jenny Craig.
So Foley might be feeling a bit of nerves, maybe.
Foley striking
Strike
first,
7-1.
7-1. 9. Oh, Phelps just trips the 4 pin there. It's all more power. The Dutchies in the background. Edwin Vanala, local favourite to Holland.
Just responded to the live chat. The Moscow Flyer. The format for this round is 2 games total pinfall. The last 16.
The Moscow Flyer. Who might that be? Who might that be? Any questions? Anyone's online? Any questions about anything bowling related or life related? I'm sure Jamie's got a few years under his belt. I'm sure he'll help you with that one. Moving on after Thurles and Barry Foley, we have the Dutch.
I'll let you pronounce that.
Nicole Tienponte versus Nicole Sanders. Now, Nicole is a fantastic left-hander. He's come second in the ECC only a couple of months ago. Lost out to Philip Bess in Sweden. Nico, though, ex-champion from, back when everyone was about 12. Yeah. But the boy's still on. He had a good block last block, got through. He's got kind of, say, home advantage. There's about 50 Dutch in here. So that's kind of like it's an orange versus an orange game there. Quite tight, I'd say. Nicole started with the first 4. Nico's had double and 9 and an 8 spare. But you know, you can't. These old boys, you can't count them out.
Right, on the final pair then. 15 and 16.
15 and 16. You're right. So there is Stephen Joyce, ex-Ireland international, come back with a couple of pounds, like the rest of us. Needs a good shave, does Joycey. Good lad. Not played the Open for a few years. He's ex-gold medal in the European Championships a couple of years back as well, so he's no fool. Smooth style, throws it up the lane, clears that 2 pin. Versus Andy Jones
from England.
From England.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not too sure about Andy Jones. He's kind of like the silent assassin this weekend. So, if anyone knows any more about Andy Jones, please
get in touch. Yeah.
Please get in touch.
Relative unknown on the England circuit, so to speak.
Yeah. But then after he's bowling here, he might come out a bit and play a few tournaments, because I hear there's a really great sports tour happening in its 2nd year this year.
Really?
Yeah. It's like a feeder. We call it a feeder event to the Team England or Ireland or Wales, because everyone bowls for Wales. We've even had James Footner. Now Footner's probably on listening, because he's got not a lot better to do on a Sunday afternoon apart from polish his Urethanes. And
he loves the Urephane.
He loves the Urephane. But yeah, so if anyone knows anything about Andy over there, let us know. But yeah, so going, must say about this amazing company called Storm, who are sponsoring the Irish Open now for the last few years. They're a great manufacturer. They are the bowlers' company. They do listen. They do try to get involved with a lot of things. They do look at plans, and they look at where people want to go in the sport. And they've got a lot of young staff on board. Simonson here, Richie Teese, PBA Richie Teese just lost out in the last round, but he's here. Helped him throughout. They've got some great reps. Sir Timmy Mack. He's not here this time, but if he was, he'd have an entourage of about 50 people. Absolutely lovely bloke. But yeah, what a company. They look at what people want to do in the sport. They listen. They create, bespoke sponsorship deals. Strangely enough, that rolls into the English Sport Bowling Tour. Now,
I'm a little bit biased because I do think it is the best tour that we have in the UK. But, you know, run by 4 charismatic gentlemen of the sport who have all done a few miles. One being Andrew James, or Andy James, as a lot of people know him. And he doesn't bowl anymore because he's given up his time to run events every now and then. Myself, if you don't know me, there's not much to know, apart from I talk a lot. Jamie Bottomley, Technical Director of the ESB team. Elliot Crosby, Microsoft wizard. Young gun of the crew.
Accounting genius.
Accounting genius, very good accountant, so if anyone's got any tax problems, please get in contact. Put you in contact with Elliot Crosby. But well, no, what a great tour. We went for them for sponsorship, we spoke to them, sat down, had a meeting, and they come back with an amazing Tour Masters prize last year of the trip to Vegas for our winner, which happens to be Adam Michaels. Flights, hotel, accommodation, entry to their TAT, visit to Storm HQ in Utah with Timmy, showing you around and a couple of other bits and pieces. But then unfortunately, due to the fact that the TAT's got funny rules, we've renegotiated. Now this will be out tomorrow as a press release, along with some more exciting information about the ESPT for this year, which starts next weekend at Stroud. So if you're not in, then why not? Because you're missing out. We've also got to draw the lane pattern for the first stop. We've got a couple to choose from, but that will come up in a little bit. I'm personally favouring the Storm's Lucky Larson Masters pattern from 2017 because that was a little tricky. EMC 2015 we also have, and a couple of others. But let's get back to the action. What's here in Stillorgan? Jamie, what's going on?
So looking around, Selby was in control.
So we're heading frame 5, frame 6 and 7 in most games.
Most games, yeah. So Barry seems to put his nerves behind him. He's on a 3-bagger.
Yeah, nice pair of 3-bagger. Phelps had unfortunately 210 split going in and then couldn't quite roll that 2-pin for a spare just then, but that's roughly evens-ish, but Barry's got momentum at the moment.
Yeah, down on 15-16. They look like they're the dog pair of the house at the moment.
It's a scrappy pair with Stephen Joyce just edging in front of Andy.
Nicole Sanders seems to be in control of her match, going into frame 9. Just with a split in the middle of 4-bagger and a turkey.
Yeah, so she's got 265 up there if she strikes out. Nico, frame 8, well, 175, so she's got 235 if he wants it. Close game. You got that one. Foley's now 4 in a row, which gives him momentum. Phelps 124 in the 6th, and the spare in the 7th. So Phelps has just dropped to about 10 back. That's the next shot. A 9 and 10, Hilferdink versus Edwin Harwood, the orange match on 9 and 10. We have Edwin, 141 in the 8th with a 9 spare. Ramon, 173 in the 8th with a 6 spare in the 9th. So Raymond looks like to have this one sewn up, but who knows?
7 and 8, Tadane and Tom Byrne.
Yeah, Tommy Byrne, the crafty Irish assassin there. See, flat 10 for Tom, but he's 176 in the 8th and a 9 count. Well, 176 in the 7th, striking the 8th and 9, so he's got 230 up there, 240 if he wants it. We've got Ghislaine, about 20 back at the moment. Barely going. Jason Agate versus Nicola Pongolini.
Looks like another scrappy match.
Scrappy match, both around about kind of the 2-0s, 2-10s, that kind of level if they want it. Now lanes 3 and 4, we have I think we have
Lee Cocker and Timo.
Timo and Lee Cocker. Lee Cocker just struck out for 270.
Wow,
great start from Cocker's knockers. He does need a shave though, but we won't go into that. It's probably helping his drag and friction. What do we got? 1 and 2. 1 and 2.
Anthony Sampson and Chapson. Timo. No.
Karen Salomar.
From Finland, yeah.
Finland. So we have Can't really see the scores. No idea what's going on in 1 and 2.
Yeah.
They're not very excited over there. They don't seem very excited, so it can't be amazing. Anyone's got any questions, please come in.
Barry Foley, 5 in a row now.
I'm sure there's a few people out there that want to ask a few questions. Felby's come back. Foley's 5 in a row in the 9th going in. Felby's just come back with a strike in the 9th as well, so for a double. In it. Welcome to Stephen Carnell. Carnage is online. If anyone doesn't know Carnell, he's the old bloke with the white beard, big belly, loves to booze up. Loves a tag on Facebook. He's a good old stick.
It's a good boy, yeah.
He travels anywhere for a party. He's got so many injuries. He's like a case for medical science. So
Barry Foley now on 6 in a row.
yeah, Foley and Phelps. So the pattern they're bowling on is the Bourbon Street pattern. It's a fairly forgiving pattern, but there are a little bit tricky. There are a few little tricky bits to it. You've got to get the ball rolling in like a forward motion rather than sideways, otherwise you do get the 10 pins and the carry. It's hard to get if you've got the sideways. It's nice to give them a good whack every now and then, but the trouble is in this place the carry's hard in the corners and the back rows. Patterns allow you to get any ball you want to the pocket, but they just can't carry. Pins flying everywhere. You best to hit him thin, let him spin. I think one of them old sayings.
Foley goes off the sheet. No, he had one more shot.
Foley's got 225 up there, only 10 more.
Yeah.
So Phelps can strike off for 220, 234. So it's down to the last ball on that one. Nico Sanders has got game 1 tied up with Nico Dienbont. Nico should be in the senior final as well. He's got a great shot on. Some bloke's face on it, and the bloke who he's got on his shirt has got a shirt with Nico's face all over it. It's quite a good idea. I like that. Here's Lane van der Daal. She has finished with 227 on lane 7 and 8. Waiting for Tom Byrne to see his fate. So Tom Byrne 234 takes game 1.
2 game total, remember?
2 game total, that's right. So she's got a bit of a tough one to come back on now. This tournament, everyone goes on about the high scores and the patterns, all the rest of it. It is the same for everybody. There's a lot of people out there that are criticising the fact that there's 8 300s, 9 300s, loads of 270s, loads of 280s. But you know what? When everyone gets the same, if everyone laces up and goes out there, it's the same for everybody. There's good bowlers. Paul Moore, for example, amazing player. He's had a great career, won a load of money, and unfortunately, Paul Moore was not to be in the finals this year. Previous champion, a couple of times he's won this, I believe. 18 EBT titles, PBA. Not making the cut, so it's not easy for everybody out here. Sometimes scores can lie when you're looking around. Right, we're heading towards both to Barry Foley and Rob Thirlby's game. So Barry Foley 234, and Thirlby strikes out for 234. Yeah. They've been around, these two, same sort of age. You'd say Rob's got more of a sort of credential on the list, but you can never count Foley off. Whether people like him or dislike him, he's get on the lanes and he is focused. He is quite an animal at times, on and off the lanes. Now we've got a great score run today, Mr. Dominic Gould from Talk 10 Pin. So scores are as follows. So we have lanes 1 and 2. We were looking at Anthony Simonson and Gauram Solomar. So we have 202 for Solomar and 233 from Simonson. So Simonson's got the lead by there, 21 pins. Steve
Team out lane 3 and 4 versus Lee Cocker. The team Cocker with 270. Timo with a 223.
Then we go on to Pongolini versus Jason Agay. Now Pongolini, great little Italian player, 210. Jason Agay, it comes on 193. Loads of pin spinning, but just not the carry for Agay this time.
And going on to 7 and 8. Ghislaine van der Tol versus Tom Byrne. Tom Byrne is leading that game 234 to a 227.
Coming back on to sort of Raymond Edwin Van Ala. So we've got 191 for Edwin Van Ala, and then 210 for Ramon. So he's got a slight lead going into the second game there.
So before mentioned Barry Foley and Rob Felby, that's even Stevens at 234 each. And
Nicole Sanders had Nico on the run with 243 to 209 for the ex-champion.
And then finally on lanes 15 and 16. A low scoring game on this one. The pair must be a dog. Stephen Joyce versus Andy Jones. Andy Jones just pipped him, was 187 to 180.
So it's all to play for most games. Bit of a lead between Cocker and Timu Kutitsko with 47 pins. That's quite a lead to come back from. But this centre, just you can have 10 pocket shots and still not carry. So you know it's going to be some good games out here. There's no easy wins. It's all grinds. And when you get to this level of any competition, it is as hard as you make it. There's nerves going on. There's nerves going on. There's carry you don't get. So we've got Jamie won it a few years back. What are your thoughts now, Jamie? What would be running through your head right now?
I've been in the match play a couple of times. This time it's all about controlling the nerves, trying to get good shots off. It depends, if you're in a situation where you're behind loads, you're just trying to make your best shots you can. But it's just trying to keep it all together.
Yeah, it's when you've got a few £1,000s on the line, you soon know if you can stand up there and just go through a process step by step and just try to do your best. You're delivering shots like you never delivered before, and you're not carrying, and suddenly you've just got to get your head back together again. You're not too far away from the win. You know, there's some hard games here. Right, Sanders has taken the lead against Nico again. She started with the first three. The end pair, the dog pair, Stephen Joyce and Andy seem to be scoring a little bit more now. They may have created something on the pair. A couple 3 in a row for Steve-O. And he's in there or thereabouts. Huh? Thelby starts off with the double. Foley splitting the first with a strike. We have a spare game on lanes 9 and 10 between the Dutchies, Edwin Van Ala and Raymond Hilfrink. Both got 2 spares each and a strike. We'll get to 3 spares each and a strike. Tommy Byrne with the soft shoe shuffle up the approach. The wrist strap on, the textbook style for Tommy B.
He's not phased, is he?
He's not phased.
No.
The island shirt on, representing. He is there. He has 9 spared double. Puts it on Ghislaine in the bowling terms, nothing else. If anyone's listening.
She has the ladies' bonus, doesn't she?
She's got the ladies' bonus as well.
Yeah.
Game. Agate started to find carry with a couple of strikes and a spare in the first 4. Pongolini just lost a little bit carry in the first few games, but still 59 in the third with a spare coming in. What have we got? Down the end, we can't really see lanes 1 and 2, but there's a lot of looking back and a lot of hand slapping. There's a lot of there's a late 9 pin just tripped in. Someone's got 3 or 4 in a row. Simonson looks pretty good. Any questions? Still any questions coming in? Let's get a little bit of a chat going and see what's happening. Who are these people? The Moscow Flyer. Come on, who are you? Do you know us? Oh, Edwin Van Ala. There's a Dutch A. What the topper? Bilingual. Pongolini comes back. He's had a little bit of a ball change, I think. Put a little bit more surface on what looks like to be a Trax Cyborg Pearl strikes. There's a lot of Storm stuff being thrown out there. It looks a bit skid snappy, but it's getting down there, getting the length of it. This place is all about controlling the front part and the back part, just making sure that you get the ball where you need to be, going through the pins the right way rather than sideways. We've got. Just looking at all the bowling shirts now, actually, with all the, you know, the sub-dyed shirts. There's some quite nice ones out here. Ramon's got a nice one from Global. Bit of Boltec on the side. Again, a bit of Boltec. They get around. Headquarters in Holland, in Marder, over in England as well, and most other European countries. Roger's over here from Boltec, Roger Witchlow. Not seen him in a pub yet, so I'm sure he's doing his usual. Oh, I've been in there, no one else was in there.
What a guy.
Good lad. Simonson, lanes 1 and 2. Look, scorer comes up and tells us he's on the front 6. Now this, to anyone else who knows Anthony Simonson, will be just a run-of-the-mill game front 6. But, you know, this is Ireland, anything can happen. Stevie Joyce, the end of lane 15 and 16, that's just, they found something. Stevie Joyce had a 300 in the last block of qualifying. Last games he's just on now front 5. Sanders front 4, 9 spare. Nico's come back with 4 in a row. Felby and Foley. JB, what's going on there?
Yeah, Foley had a split, but he's followed up with a turkey. Felby's just up the ball now after a double 9 spare. Can he do it?
Just release the ball, it's going
Throwing
down.
it inside. Oh, and he carries
He
the late
didn't like it.
Carries the late ball. Exciting game there.
Yeah, now. Even Stevens, that one. Tommy Byrne and Ghislaine van der Tol. Stinger van der Tol, should we say. So there's your 227 to Ghislaine, 234. 7 pins in it. Tom Byrne, 9 spare, 4 in a row. Looking like a statesman. Here's Lane, a couple of strikes. Just left us a bit of a funny 10.
Simonson, 7.
Simonson there. He be a rookie. Barry Foley walks one out onto lanes 13 and 14. Front 8 now, Simonson. He ain't messing around. He smelt the Euros. He's got to
Coming in.
Tom Byrne. Everyone said about these seniors, but I'll tell you what, he is not phased. Classic style.
9 spare, 5 in a row for Tommy.
Towel on the shoulder, bottle of water, 2/3 wrist guards and wrist straps on. Probably got a knee strap. Probably got a bit of cod liver oil in him, but he's working. Nicole Sanders goes for another one. Ooh, trips her 10 out. She's got a good lead on Nico now. What do we got? Joyce, he's back in there. Steve Joyce on the end pair. Jay, can you see?
Yeah, I think he's had. Oh. Something's gone wrong with the scoring. I believe he's got 8 in a row. So yeah, Felby's just washed out on lane 11. Yeah, Stephen Joyce 8 in a row.
Barrio Hanrahan listening. He's got, yeah, she does have her 8 games. 8 pins. Not that she needs it because she's pretty damn good. She's got a few EBT titles underneath her belt. She's won a few €1,000 over the last few years. 10,000 she won. San Marino one time. The Dutchies, Edwin van Arla. Loving lanes 9 and 10 now. He's got that little trip going on. What's happening at 1 and 2? Simpson still on it? No, he's spared by the looks of it. Paul Giles, hi Paul. Rob used to coach me at Ilkeston. He's
not there anymore, is he?
No, he's there or thereabouts. He's always around. He bowls at Mansfield now. Great centre Mansfield, upstairs, fantastic. Jerry owns it, used to own Burton, 2 bowls. He was out at Chesterfield as well. Shout out to them, great centres. Or a mention, should we say, shout out.
Don't we visit there in our English Sport Bowling Tour?
Strangely leads us on to what Jamie just mentioned, the ESBT. Now, if you've been living in the dark ages for the last year, you've not seen it. The Sports Tour, Chesterfield, Mansfield, Stroud, Acots Green, Paul, great centre Paul down there. Fantastic staff. Lanes are a bit dodgy, approaches are a bit sticky, but the manager's good. Paula, she's great. If you haven't entered the Sports Store and fancy a go, it's open to everybody. £50 registration fee, that allows you to win the points. Points per way you finish. £60 a round. 8 games, no finals, straight 8 games. Easy getting home time. It's a great event. Big news about that tomorrow, by the way. Big news, big news, big news. Might be as big as last year with our trip to Vegas. Who knows? I do, you don't. JB doesn't even.
Yeah,
No.
keep him in the dark.
Tommy Byrne, lane 8. He Brooks
Oh.
for a runway 5-pin. We've got now Thirlby throwing the whatever pin that was, 2-pin around. Stephen Joyce finishes up his stringing strikes with an 8 spare, I think. Looking over there, eyes aren't what as good as they used to be. Simonson's got his spare ball out. And struck. Ed, if you can hear behind us, that's the Dutchies. Now the Dutchies are they're a great supporter of their own country. They get behind everyone. There's no animosity there between this. We've got some scores now coming in. Anthony Simonson, 279 to 211.
Blown him away, ready? Yeah.
Blown him away. That's why he used his spare ball in the last shot going on there. Fantastic. 233, 279. So he's well on the way to his couple of £1,000 there. In the crowd we have Chris Sloan, the Sloan Ranger, Global Sloan, sporting Global's Raymond Hilfening, who's just changed ball and he can't get the back end.
I'll get the carry.
Raymond's gone with a surface ball by Global, not sure what it is, but it's blue. He's gone with the blue one, and it looks like it's just burning up and rolling out a little bit towards the back because you can't put in 2 pins. It's a pin up with a little hole if anyone's interested in layouts. To be fair, I think Edwin's got him on this game because he's just got a better ball reaction. Now, what else we got? Thirlby and Foley. Now,
can't carry, can't get the messenger.
Soft 10. His lane Van der Tol, lane 7 and 8. She's just left a 3-pin. There seems to be a bit of carry down on that pair. Tommy Byrne, 189 in the 7th with a spare on the 8th. His lane is about 10-15 back now by looking at that. We have A-Gate, who scores a lot in this centre. We got 155 coming in, but he's just had a 4-6 split, so that would probably be, we'll say, see you later to Jason A-Gate.
Stephen Joyce looks like he's on his way.
Joyce, he looks like he's on his way. Looks like he's on his way from, he doesn't even have bowl or shot that fair. Looks like he's got 240s up there. Scores are coming in as we're talking. At the moment, it's only 1 game finished. Lanes 2 and 3, or 3 and 4, should we say, just finished up. They'll be with you really, really shortly. Ramon now hasn't struck for 5 frames. Edwin Vanala 118 in the 6th with a double. Throwing a nice cheeky little shot, as you can hear by the crowds. He is on it. So we have what we have on lanes 3 and 4. So we've got Lee Cocker and Timu. Timu has 223, 225 for 50 over. Cocker has 270, 199. So Cocker sails through on that one. A-Gate and Pongolini, as we expected. A-Gate 183, 193. Pongolini 210, 228. So Nicola Pongolini goes through. Underrated player, great player, underrated. He is probably, me and Jamie had a little bit of discussion. Jamie sort of fancied him as well, on and off the lanes. Italian, it's hard not to. What have we got? Steve Carnell, Tommy Byrne doing it for the seniors. Tommy Byrne's got a bit of a lead on Giz Lane now. So he's a good frame up, should we say?
Running out of frames.
Giz is running out of frames. Giz can have 238. Tommy Byrne's already on 218 plus his next shot. Stephen Joyce looks like to have that one wrapped up at the far end. Great kudos and takers to Andy though. He's come out, shown some colours. So we have Thirlby now going up.
That's right, really. Oh dear.
Oh. Ooh. High from Phelps. He did kind of like it a little bit. 4-9, but the 9 just tripped, so we're all right. Foley's 108 in the 5th with a turkey coming through to the 8th. Hilferding's finally struck. So yeah, on that end pair, Stephen Joyce 249, Andy Jones 197. Great work from Steve Joyce coming back after a bit of a break. Great work for Andy Jones really, coming in and showing some colours up the Brits. So we have 3 games left to play. Edwin Vanala, just a little bit high for a 3-6. Giz Lane just spares the 3 on the left. She can strike for 225, but it's not looking like it's enough. Tommy Byrne's 225 in the 9th and 7 count, so he's already.
Strike for Ramon here.
Yeah, Ramon is a must strike situation. See what he can do. Throws it, looks half decent.
Oh.
And he almost left a 7-10. Ball just doesn't face up. Now it's twice on that lane, it's done the same thing. So he's left a soft 10. Edwin Van Arler now goes for the 3-6.
Big spare.
Tommy Byrne spare, crowd go wild. Cod liver oil on tap for Tommy Byrne.
It's done.
Edwin Van Arler. I'm not sure how old Edwin is, but he looks about, I don't know, would you say he's late 40s, early 50s? Is he a senior, is he not?
The cover of me. I'm 40 next week.
Jamie Bottomley's been 40 for about 3 weeks.
That's right.
Gary Foley now 4 in a row leading up into the 10th frame, so he's got 108 and 4 in a row. Thirlby 134 in the 7th strike.
After, I think Barry's going through.
Yeah, just by looking at that, yeah, I'll say Thirlby is bang on there. Come on, any questions? Come on, we've got more questions. We've got quite a few people on 9 now. We've got a couple of games still left to go.
Tommy Byrne goes through.
Tommy Byrne is through. Tom Byrne, secret Irish assassin.
You have to call that an upset, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Edwin Van Arler needed a couple of counts. Takes it, comes back. All the support with the Dutchies. There must be about 20 of them behind us now. They are loving it. It's always nice when a local, say a local boy, a local Dutchie comes in and does well, because they support their bowlers. Unlike a few countries out there. Foley does the old Foley jump slide, like the cha-cha slide, but a bit camper.
Just enough.
Just enough. He's got a 3-pin left. They'll can strike out for 214 there, which isn't enough. Foley's got 197. Strike spare, strike the 9th, 9 spare in the 10th now. Can Ramon actually strike on this lane? He has. So 194 for Ramon, 215 for Edwin Van Arler. Great game actually, great game, because no one gave each other anything. There were some games, but no walkover. It was only Cocker's 270 that gave him the lead in that one.
So,
Stevie Joyce came back from a tight game there, over 180s. And we know that end pairs in this bowling centre are pretty terrible.
pretty terrible in every bowling centre.
Especially Vienna. Vienna is awful. Stupid twist of pins. Barry Foley now goes through. Goes to shake Thirlby's hand. They have a strong embrace. Is that a little kiss there, man to man?
Bit of man love going on.
Bit of man love. Both in their 40s now. Well, they should be. Well, Thirlby should be in his 50s, but then again, he's got the body of an Adonis these days. If anyone saw that picture on Facebook of Rob Thirlby with his chest out, drinking a cup of tea on the balcony in Gibraltar,
he's half the man he used to be.
he's definitely half a quarter of the man he used to be. So we've got final scores now. Just wrapping up this one. Final scores now. So going from the top, his name Van der Tol, 227, 225. Not enough for Tommy Byrne, 234, 245. Well done to Tom Byrne.
Next player, Ramon Hilfrink, lost out to Edwin Van Arler. So 2 pins there, just by 2 pins.
Yeah,
404 to 406.
Edwin needed the 8 count in the last frame. He got 9, so he was done well there actually, really well. Foley and Thirlby, light Rob, skinny Thirlby. Housewife's favourite Thirlbs. 234 to 202, from 234 to 202. Foley 234 to 237. He had the rub of the green on that one. Local favourite.
Nicola Pongolini, pretty comfortable win over Jason Agate. 210, 228 against 193 and 183.
Timu versus Lee Cocker, or Lee Crocker as the Irish call him for some reason. Nothing to do with Betty Crocker, but still, they look the same. 270 for Cocker in the first game, 199 second game. Timu 223, 225, so Cocker goes through on that one.
Nico Team Point versus Nicole Sanders. Nicole takes the win. 243, 213 against a 209 and 201.
Stevie Joyce, ex-European champion, ex-Irish international, 180 first game, is down by 7, 249 comes back with Andy Jones, the Englishman, one of the only ones standing at the moment, 187, 197, so great shout from Andy. Not sure if it's his first go at the Irish Open, but he looks to be a bit of a fresh newbie, but no, fair play to the lad, done well.
Throws it good.
Got himself his entry fee back.
Yeah, that's right. Just about. the final match, our name 1 and 2, Karan Salama from Finland against Anthony Simonson, PBA megastar from the USA.
Team
Lost
Fish.
Yeah. 233, 279 against the 202 to 211.
So we're just waiting for the draws in Ireland. The Irish Open is a great tournament, but they're not quick on the draws. It's been a couple of times where they've messed up a little bit. Here we go. We got a question coming in now. So hi guys, Carl here. Question for Lee. That's me. My gorgeous girlfriend Sarah Hood wants to know where round 2 of the Southern Scratch League is. Carl, we've got a very simple solution for you.
Lee would like to know as well.
I would like to know as well. Now we have trouble at the moment in the south. The major bowling centres are changing their sort of thinking about tournament bowling. So you've got Hollywood groups are saying that no tournaments till summertime because they're losing too much money. We've got bowling centres that don't want anything till after Easter. We've got other centres that want it, but it's very difficult at the moment. Sarah knows as much as me, and tell her she's a cheeky monkey. And stop being so soppy on Facebook.
That's it. Just to answer hand, it's only 2 game total pinfall.
2 game total pinfall, Jamie says, yeah. Craig Farr's online, alright, Craigie Farr. Alright. So we've got a little break now. Not too sure how long they're going to take, but as always, the bowlers congregate around in the bowlers area, talking about how they trip fours, how they soft 10 pins and couldn't get the surface right, and looking at their thumbs and moaning about getting jumped and all that. We've got to say, let's go for the best dressed. JB, what you say? Who are you saying about the best dressed bowlers that is coming through now?
Well, I've got to say, I do like a bit of a Knocker shirt. Yeah, with a bit of the pink and the light blue.
Pink, light blue with yellow splat across it, like a Pollock. If anyone knows about art, I'm a very educated man. Pollock, he painted by flick brushes. You have Barry Foley down walking past, victorious Foley. No one likes him, he don't care.
He's loving life, though.
He is loving life. Do you know what? He's won it, and he can do it. So we do have the girls now. So we have Ghislaine Stinger Van Atol. She was wearing a very fetching ensemble. She had a nice Storm bowling top on, light blue, pinky, and scorched to match, with a tan to go with it, should we say, JB? Come on, any questions? Bring back Richard Hood. Sarah, going to get your dad bowling a few more events. Is he ESBT in this year? Foley's loving it. Foley's giving us the thumbs up. He's giving us the fists. I think the fists are a good sign.
Ian Bilshirt made an appearance this weekend as well, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I've got nothing left. Glenn Richardson, 300 man, manages to have his next 5 games under par. Give him his credit. He puts it all on the line, including his old bowling shoes.
That's it.
If anyone's got a couple of spare euros, we can put together. Hashtag help Ian Bill, and we can get him some new bowling shoes. Anyone's got any second-hand bowling shoes or even third-hand bowling shoes? Leaning forward. Still waiting for the draw for the next round, but it will be quite a good draw. There's been some great matches.
I've lost you.
Oh.
I've lost him.
You've lost him?
Yeah. That's fair.
Got him?
Am I still there?
Back.
Am I still? Am I back?
Lovely. Richard is in the ASBC. He has signed up for Stroud. Good to hear.
Richard Hood signed up for Stroud. Fantastic. Steve Carnell's back online. He's got nothing else to do on a Sunday. Pub must be shut. Oh boy, Richard Hood should be on the ISBT, which is the International Senior Bowling Tour. Basically, it's the International Senior Get-Together Tour, which is fantastic, and it's great to see the English really dominating. Glenn Richards' mum's online. Hello, Kim. He has new bowling shoes.
Finally.
Fantastic. Well, where are they? Did you leave them indoors? They're not in the pub, I know that. I've already seen him. Lee Credland, fantastic. Credders, how you doing, my pal? How's married life? Credland has just pledged a £5. Let's get this going. Share this around. How much can we pledge for Glenn Richardson's and his new bowling shoes? Even though his mum has said he's got some new ones. Cred's pledged a £5.
Let's make sure he's got nothing left. Or he's not got nothing left.
Hashtag I've got nothing left.
Yeah.
We have to give a shout out now to Storm Bowling, the bowlers company. Now they've supported this tournament for a few years now. They support other events as well via the Road to Group brand also. So we have the ESBT for 2017. We have the Bowl Right Sixes represented by Roto Grip. Fantastic event. Now, to my knowledge, I know I've got nothing to do with these events whatsoever, but to my knowledge, it's the largest participated solely team event in Europe. If anyone's got any questions or any information about any of the things we run,
If only they move it to a decent centre, it'd be all right. So we're just on a break now for the redress.
Yep, we've got a Kegel custodian going up the lane. Is that custodian plus?
Custodian plus.
Someone spent some money. It's only got one pattern in it, which is Bourbon Street.
Can't change it.
Can't change it because
Locked in, yeah.
they've got a padlock on the button that says button 1 to button 2.
Yeah.
Now,
Shout out for the tax here this weekend.
no breakdowns.
No breakdowns.
A couple of pin spots, but apart from that,
Yeah, a couple of ball jams, but
they've been
done
on
a
it.
great job.
They have been on it. Now, if anyone's got any questions online for anybody that's here, we could ask them and get it back to you.
You ever want to ask your favourite bowler?
Yeah,
question?
favourite. Yeah,
That's here.
if you're too embarrassed to ask your favourite bowler any questions, me and Jamie will have great pleasure in asking. For example, if you want to ask Jim Richardson, do you stay online for providing good entertainment? If you want to ask us something about, I don't know, we go in front of it. If you want to ask us something about Rob Felby, about his regime, then we'll ask him. If you're too embarrassed to ask him, if you want to ask Barry Foley anything, we'll ask him. No holes barred via a couple. We've got
PBA stars in the house.
PBA stars in the house. We have Global's Dario Paik. We've got Anthony Simerson still here on his phone, probably Snapchatting. Looking very serious, sitting behind lanes 5 and 6 now in a zone. Pongolini down there in his red hoodie. Normally he has his Italian Viz shirts on. I think he's sponsored by Viz. We have Barry Foley and Barry Brown. They're like two Barrys, like the Chuckle Brothers, but they just don't laugh.
To me, to you.
To me, to you. All right there, Barry. There's an Irish Scouser if you didn't realise that. In the centre also we have, well, staff.
Lots of people talking.
We've got loads of people now. We've got Northern Irish's finest duo, Lauren and Grant Dugan.
One thing we haven't got yet is the draw for the next round.
Yeah, I want to hurry up. Do people want to text the bowl and ask in? Sydney, yes, she's still around. She's definitely still around. She's sitting about 2 or 3 seats away from us now. Have you got a question for Dario? Lee Credland's barrel half. Kelly, married life is just fine. Insisting that credit.
Excellent.
The big lad Credders agrees. Jim Richardson got his new shirt when he bowled his 300. New shirt. Bloody hell, so proud of him. He's definitely not Ian Bill anymore. I don't know about that.
He's always Ian Bill, isn't he?
He's always Ian Bill. He's still got nothing left, Kim. Rishi Patel, the famous son of George Patel. George Patel, if anyone doesn't know him, he was the pioneer of one-handed, two-finger bowling, palming, back in the 1840s or something like that. Then from bowling he went into UV anything UV, ultraviolet. It's not a euphemism for something naughty. Went into lane, doing UV lane oil, a couple of centres. Tries to, you know, he started it before the PBA. Big George, he's won a few things. Famous for a lot of things, especially talking. Even worse than me. How else have we got online? Come on, let's put some questions. Who's standing behind me? Some big lad. We've got Simon Sweps next door to me. Any questions for Simon from Holland? If I started bowling again, from Paul Giles, if I started bowling again, what bowling cards would I need? Well, you'll definitely an ace, a joker for some certain patterns. A BTVA card.
BTVA card would be a good start. Yeah.
Would be the best star. BTVA going through a lot of change over the last few years. Getting better. We have a lot more younger blood, shall we say, going into it. We've got Lisa John, who's a fantastic ambassador for a sport. Great bowler in her day. Well, she's still in her day. But she's just decided to take up a more senior role. Rumour has it, it's a big rumour going around at the moment, that there's a bit of a legend of the game. A male that was looking to get involved in it a bit more. Not naming no names, but he's the Silver Fox. He's interested in doing some bits and pieces. But then again, he wins most everything he bowls in. So
That's it.
and if you can't guess who that is, where have you been for the last 25 years? Sean Kennedy, tournament manager's just walking straight past now with that cheery little look he's always got on his
We've got
face.
the draw. The next round.
This is it, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. So
JB, who we got?
Tom Byrne against Barry Foley.
All Irish Barry, the man Foley versus Tommy Bees. We've got the assassin versus the Barry.
That's it. Edwin Van Arle versus Nicola Pongalini.
Good game, that one. That will be I reckon that would be a quite a good game there. Stephen Joyce versus Lee Cocker. That might be a bit of a pin fest. And we've got Nicole Sanders. And then we've got Nicole Sanders versus Anthony Simonson. Now that's
going to be a good
we've got the lone lefty, Nicole Sanders, no stranger to a final.
Nicole qualified for Desperado, I see.
Yeah, Nicole was the final qualifier for Desperado. Done fantastic, really. She didn't have a lot of ball shape, but she gets the ball down there. Global sponsored. Nicole runs a great tournament as well, beginning of the year. Lucky Sevens in Emmen. A lot of bowlers go, a lot of bowlers know. It's a fantastic little tournament. Harry, her dad, is a great lad. Good man, good for the sport. Owns bowling centre. Nice guy. Loves a beer. Lovely bloke.
Chance for Paul Giles, probably a BTBA gold card. You're supposed to have. Just a bit more expensive than normal BTBA card to go for bowling around the world.
Questions just come in. It's very important now. Breakfast is most of the important part of the day. So we've got toasted currant tea cakes or toasted hot cross buns. This divides the Hood-Buckley household. Jamie Bottomley, I'm going to put this one over to you. What do you prefer, tea cakes or toasted hot cross buns?
Oh.
Technically, what's the difference?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That was my first thought.
Apart from one's got a, for those bakers out there, obviously, one's got a cross on the top of it with a flour, sugary water mixture, making the cross on the top. So that's the difference, really. But JB?
I'd have to go with a tea cake, personally. Partial to the old tea cake.
Yeah.
And a cup of tea in the morning with a bit of butter on it, you know.
Oh, love a brew.
Nice bit of butter.
How about, I'm gonna get splinters. I'm gonna say I like them both. But the trouble is, what you're missing out is a very vital point. What you're missing out. I'm gonna throw a question back now. Why are tea cakes only? Well, tea cakes are good tea and whatever you want. But why are hot cross buns only out at Easter time? Only made popular at Easter time, but you can buy them all year round. Why is that? Eh?
Maybe it's the cross thing, right?
Didn't know Jesus had a tea cake or a hot cross bun.
He had a cross though.
He did have a cross. And some of these bowlers out here this weekend have been crossing their hearts and hoping to never come back by the time they've scored. But then some of them have been loving it. So we're all getting ready now. We're on lane 7, just dressing down. The mechanic's got a look on his face. He knows. He's pressed that button a few too many times. He's got the kind of it's almost over look. Now, Jamie would know a lot about this. He has that powerful finger down a pool. not sure what he does with it, but he's got it.
Cut it in ribbons after. One update on the tea cake situation.
Yeah.
You can get them all year round now. Was that the cross buns?
Yeah. So we have a question. Questions come in from Sydney for Daria.
Daria. So she's right to our left. So
Daria, we've got a question for you. Come on, you got to come this way. So, gonna pass over to Daria now, and she's gonna answer the question from Sydney. It's a great question. Daria's coming round now. Everyone's making space for the Queen of the Irish Open. So we're gonna pass over to Daria, and Jamie's gonna read out the question, and Daria's gonna answer it.
Yeah, so that's your question there, Lauren, from Sydney.
Question from Sydney Forrester.
For Daria, does she feel she matched up well with the competition? No, not at all. I struggled so much. I never had a good block up until I went like 100 over or something. No.
Any particular reason why? Was it surface? Was it not used to playing on such a pattern that gives you a load of friction earlier on?
Well, as a bowler, I can blame it on 100 different things, but I will blame it on me for sure first. But I really felt like I struggled a lot to find a good ball motion. So I really don't know what it was. If I had to bowl again, I wouldn't know what to do differently, and I think I would not succeed. So I'm not very upset of not making it farther, as I was just grinding it all the way through. And missing by a pin really sucks.
Yeah, we saw.
But even if I had made it, I don't think I would come very far anyway.
Bang around, yeah. Any more questions for Daria? Come on, guys. PWA Women's Champion. PWBA, sorry, I should say.
Be quite quiet on tour.
We'll let her go. She's going to go back. Any more questions come out?
We'll answer for Daria. She's left us. She's going to leave us a list of A's and B's of questions. If we like, we'll just make it up.
Yeah, you can make that.
Cheers, Daria.
That was Daria now, so if you want to, yeah, we've got a hashtag going, hashtag Ask Daria. Daria's going to go off, she's going to be a bit more successful on the pool table. Apparently she's a hustler. So Daria now, so you've got Daria and Chris Sloan. Two-hander from Scotland, Paul Greig, he's rubbish, but he's a good lad. Nicole Sanders there looking quite perplexed, looking down there. She knows what the deal is, she's come up before.
Why wasn't Lee bowling? Why weren't you bowling, Lee?
Kim, I wasn't bowling because I'm just too old. I've got a special. I'm injured. I'm injured. I've got a bad hip. I've got more injuries than Steve Carnell. But yeah. I'm still on my break, Connor.
When do the seniors come into it now?
Seniors should come into it at the same time as the final. So we have this, because obviously we've got still in here. We've got Edwin. Is Edwin Van Aler a senior? Simon Schreppers of Dutch Sport Bowling. Is Edwin Van Aler a senior? Is he plus 50? Edwin. Is he plus 50 or is he? He looks borderline. Borderline. Not too sure. Seniors should come into it soon. Lane 4 is the slowest lane machine in the world. Well, we've got a break now. We can have a little chat about what's going on for the rest of the year. So, tournament-wise, yeah, Edwin Van Aler's not a senior. He's in the late 40s. Looks about 85. No, he's a good-looking, strapping Dutch bloke. So yeah, well, we've got a break. We'll have a look at what's going on in the rest of the year. We've got the ESBT. It kicks off next week at Stroud. So the magnificent Stroud Bowling Centre, we've got Kim Johnson and Diane Johnson Bowling Centre. One of the favourites in the UK now, privately owned. Starts off next week, so if you're not entered, don't know why you're not, you should be. We've got about 20 new faces this year, which is fantastic. Welcome to the legend that is Sir Brian of Michael. Lee, you've found your vocation.
I can't get a word in edgeways, to be honest with you.
Brian,
Not for the first time.
Brian, I've known you for a few years, and you might suddenly assume I might take after my dad right now. Missing you this year, Brian. You've got a couple of bowlers you've worked with here that have been playing. A couple of bowlers you've worked with over the last few years, really, that have made it. Great coach. Amazing when we were younger to try and get in the Team England when Brian was around. But still in the game, hopefully. Got any questions, Brian? Any more questions? Any thoughts, any theories about the tournament itself? Any advice maybe for young upcoming bowlers heading out to any EBT events or start looking to play? Would you recommend, as a world champion yourself, would you recommend them coming to play the ESBT? I know you're a humongous fan of it. Let's see what you've got. Almost done now. Finished off lane 3. Almost done.
So those of you watching, you may be wondering what patterns we're going to use. Let's talk about these patterns we're going to use.
Yes.
We're going to pick from
time
later today for the ESPT first round. So we'll start with the shortest. We've picked this year for the first round from various European and international tournaments. So we'll start with 38 foot, will be the score, Lucky Last Masters.
brutal.
Which anyone who followed the tournament will see it's a pretty brutal pan, 38 feet, 26.3 mil. Non-symmetrical pan. Who was the winner of that? Jason Belmont.
Jason Belmo. Belmo won the Lucky Last Masters. So we had Yari Reid from Finland, I believe, as well, was there.
Right, yep.
Cameron Weir from the States was up there as well. There were some great players there. I think Daria had a good one.
Swedish lad, young guy.
Oh,
by Motive, yeah.
yes.
His name escapes me. Pontus Anderson.
Pontus Anderson.
Yeah.
Great bowler.
Great
Fantastic, quirky style. Very fluid though, but great player. Well, they're Swedish. He's born good. But no one can beat Belmo in the end.
Second pan we're going to pick from is the 39-bit IBIBO pan, which is held in Romania this year.
IBO.
That's it. It's a 39-foot.
It's a drinking song days. Romania.
2.5 wonder pan.
That looks horrible.
Yeah. Designed by the Savides bowling people over in Greece, I believe.
Is he the fellow who's just taken over the technical for the EBT?
That's something like that. Yeah.
Is his name Costas?
Yeah. He was at Sofia this year. Designed that pattern as well. Very brutal.
Hard.
Pans. This one looks the same.
That's what we want.
A few of the English bowlers went out to the Romania tour and played that one, I believe.
So bearing in mind though, everyone watching the ESBT, just because they're sport patterns, it doesn't mean to say they have to be, the ones that are on the Kegel website. It doesn't mean that have to be, just the ones you can plug in. You can play other events. Ratios normally something around between 2 and 2.5 to 1. If anyone's that way inclined.
The third pattern is from Kegel Landmark Series Sport, which is the 40-foot Sphinx pattern.
Which looks to be a bit longer and flatter through the middle. Strange looking pattern. Don't like that whatsoever. I'll probably average 135 on it.
2-to-1 ratio. 25.2 mil. The final one, the European Men's Championship pattern from 2015. Quite a bit of juice on this one. 28.5 mil, 41 foot, and about 2.19 to 1.
If anyone remembers the 2015 EMC, and then I'm pretty sure.
Is that one the English lads lost in the final?
Yeah, against Finland.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's pretty tough. And that's a very tricky pattern because the graph of it is a little bit different. It's just kind of steps up a bit quicker on the left-hand side. It's a bit. What do I know?
But for this weight, they should all provide a decent challenge. So anyone wants to come along, thinking about bowling these tougher patterns, challenge yourself, test yourself, not just throw it right and watch it come back. Actually, learn how to bowl these patterns.
There's Brian Michael, the legend that is Brian Michael, has just come in and said bowlers should try and always test themselves, play above themselves, get to that next level, get them improving. No fear. Shouldn't have any fear, because if it's something you haven't played on, if it's a little bit of a test or you fancy doing it, there's no point in going with expectations. You play, you've got to test yourself to get to the next level. You've got to understand. You've got to look at a few more things, but you're learning constantly. So go and play Stroud. Get involved. Go and play Stroud. If you want to play, there's some big names playing already. We've got almost 2 full squads. A few spaces left at the 9 a.m. on the Sunday morning. And we got great Masters at the end, towards the end of the year as well. It is a great tournament. I'm a little bit biased, obviously, because we're involved in it, but it's like nothing else, because you get it. It's not just a sprint to the finish and no scores carry forward, and the person with the most money tends to make it. It's a straight 8 games. You play, you watch the transition, you watch other bowlers, see how they're playing, and you understand and learn. And as Brian said, it is that next level. Don't be afraid of it. Go and do it. Get out of your comfort zone.
Anyone who wants to come and test themselves, just for one, you don't have to sign up. You can just come along and test the water.
And the Stroud's a great centre as well. Easy to get to, easy parking.
Lovely part of the world, isn't it?
It is. It's a nice part of the world. It's in the Cotswolds, just on the outside of the Cotswolds. There's a few nice pubs. Can recommend a few if anyone's interested. Right now we're getting ready. Sean Kennedy's got the mic in hand. He looks very comfortable. In a moment or two you might hear, there he goes.
Quarterfinals, make your way to your names, please.
The lane call is now on. Nicole Sanders is the first one up. She is out of the traps with her Viz Sportswear Global jacket on. Testing the approaches. Cockers knockers up there with Barry Foley. The only one not up is Anthony Simonson, because he's done it all before. Tommy Byrne goes up there now. Slides into the foul line like a sleeping gazelle.
Okay. Right, thank you, Sarah.
All right, here we go. What's coming up? Pongolini, look at him.
Legend Lord welcomes competitors and guests to the 30th Irish Open Championships in association with Storm Bowling.
30th Irish Open now, associated with Storm Bowling Products. Now from Storm here this weekend, we've got Peter Somoff and Bill Supper, European Sales Manager.
Very welcome to the
Roger Wishlow from Boltec.
The 30th anniversary Irish Open Championships. Would you please welcome the quarter-finalists, and I'd ask you to walk to the foul line, please. On lane number 3 from Ireland, Tom Byrne. Round of applause, thank you. Lane number 4 from Ireland, Barry Foley. Please welcome lane number 5 from England, Lee Cocker. On lane number 6 from Ireland, Stephen Joyce. Lane number 7 from Holland, Nicola Saunders. Lane number 8 from the USA, Anthony Simonson. Lane number 9 from Italy, Nicola Pacolini. And on lane number 10, please welcome from Holland, Edward van Earl.
Big support for Edwin van Arlen.
Right, many congratulations on qualifying. You're well done indeed.
JB, we've got any lookalikes here? Who do people look like?
Total pinfall over the 2 games.
Rose Gallery.
Hey?
Rose Gallery.
Thank you. So you'd like to make your way back. Thank you very much.
We're going to go silent now, aren't we? For the
We get ready
practice
for
music.
practice. Practice time is
Yeah.
5 minutes in this round.
No copyright.
Thank you, Sarah. 5 minutes practice.
Yep, that's
Good luck
it.
to you all.
We'll be back in a few minutes.
Back in a few minutes. Be here or don't be.
So we're back on.
Back on live.
Yeah, sharing everybody. Get some awareness for these
Sharing's caring. Come on. Share around.
30th Storm Irish Open.
Best commentary you're going to hear today. 8 bowlers left. Nicola Pongolini, Edwin Van Arle, Anthony Simonson, Nicole Saunders, Stephen Joyce, Cockers Knockers, Barry Foley and Tommy Byrne. Who is it going to be?
Who are you fancying at the moment, Lee?
On the lanes or off the lanes? No, on the lanes, you can't, you can never count off Barry Foley because he's got the anger in him that wants it. You've got the sole lefty Nicole Saunders, who, you know, if the right-handers cancel themselves out, she's there. You've got Pongolini, who is a pretty crafty player, actually. He's been around, Italian, knows his stuff. The EBI track sponsored. Very good ball roll. Cocker can score some. I really don't know.
CBA superstar.
Anthony Simonson
Can't rule him out either, I suppose.
starts off with the flush 10 pin.
So look, yeah, for me, I'm going to stick my neck out, jump off the fence. It's got to be anti-Sons, isn't it?
I don't know, Randy. Has it? Skinny jeans. Went out for steak and chips. Went out for.
He threw his ball out. Was it? For a cheeseburger, and he came back with fries and steak potato. That's it.
Baked potato and fried. Baked potato, steak and baked potato.
He knows how to win these big tournaments.
Yes, Simonson's got it. He's got it there if he wants it. Tom Byrne, Barry Foley. It's a bit of a clash, obviously. Two local rivals, but mates, I think. Pongolini throws a great ball. 7 pin, unlucky there. Simonson. Skinny jeans on the 10 stick.
Didn't like that.
Cocker 2, 4, 8, 10. Shobbity chop chop chop. Edwin Van Arle. Oh!
Right. Very nice shot.
Edwin Van Arle, bowler, hails from Zoetermeer, which is Rotterdam, part of Holland down there. Got a few good little bowlers there they have around that kind of area.
They've actually got a lot of talented bowlers.
They have. Went through a situation like us really with the association over the last few years and a bit of a split up, and they lost a load of money over a national bowling stadium at Schiedam. Just got to say there, well done to Ronald Chandra over the years in Holland. He's managed to create some bowling centres and great tournaments. See a bowler himself back in the day. Lovely bloke for the game. So yeah, the Dutch always are thereabouts. Steve Joyce opens with a strike and open frame. Van Arle goes up, lane 9. Oh, a 9 on 9.
Rush 9 pin.
Yeah,
Touch inside, if I'm honest.
it wasn't. Barry Foley starts off, Tom Byrne starts off with 3 in a row. Barry Foley spare a couple of 10s. Pongolini from the out of bounds area comes back. It's got that slow roll.
Lots of access rotation.
Yeah, it's a bit P. Webberish.
That's it.
Van Arle now.
Tucks the ball right into his foot, then he leans right over it.
Simonson, lane 7. 10 back.
Yeah.
Roderick sponsored. Nice shirt actually. I'm not a fan of green. Probably doesn't suit me. My athletic figure.
Wearing a rotary grip hustle, I believe.
Hustle, yeah, was good. What we got on the lanes? What are people throwing with? We have Barry Foley's throwing a couple of storm pieces down there. I know he's got phase 2. I'm not sure if he's throwing that or something else.
Lee Cocker's throwing a high road live.
High road live for Cockers Knockers. Tommy Byrne looks like Shorelock. Storm, storm, storm. Stephen Joyce, he's bowling. Don't know, they're all black. He's bowling with something black. This actually could be an IQ Tour original. Very solid, very even ball. Great ball, in fact. One of the best.
Ready, go!
Oh, Edwin Vanala. Pongolini leaves a
4-10.
4-10. Edwin Vanala punishes him, 10 back. Simonson knows how to strike.
Big smile on his face. You like that one?
Yeah, he loves it. He loves a bit of Selwyn's turkey noise. Not heard it before. Maybe Andy be haunting him from years to come.
Wake up in the morning with cold sweats and that turkey that was ringing in his ears.
Bring the turkey's neck. Selwyn done quite well this weekend. Qualified for the stage just before now. There he is in the background if you just heard him. Couple of little low games where he just couldn't get the carry. Ball weren't shaping up enough. Let's get a bit more hand. Vanala, another 10 there.
He's got that bit of confidence about him now.
Looks good. Shout from the crowd, come on pretty boy. That might be his nickname. An old Dutch bowler, Ron van Zeist, behind, standing behind me now. Pongolini thrown him around. Barry Foley goes up. 10 back for Foley.
He's pumped, and he's focused. He's pumped.
There's a slight walkout. There's that air of Barry Foley arrogance, but there's the air of I know what I'm doing. Or in Irish, we know what a bleeding doing. It was a very bad accent, sorry. What we now? Tom Byrne goes up there now, Sherlock in hand. Golf glove on. Wrist support, leg bend, extension through. Oh, 10 back, Tommy B. Almost falls over the ball return in shock. Nicole Sanders now not giving Andy Simonson any room whatsoever. They are evens going into the 6th frame, going into the 7th. Vanala. As you might have guessed, that's another 10 back on the featured pair.
Lots of Dutch support here. You'd have to say.
Yeah, Dutch.
I think the Irish are the other side
It's pretty bad, very good. Good 20 of them behind. It's probably about 2 of them, but they sound like 20. You've got everyone from the young lads to the older lads supporting their bowlers. Foley. Pongolini now comes back with a 10.
Double wood. 3-9.
Double wood, or often known as the barmaid, believe it or not. As once it was a question on Question of Sport, Simonson through the 1-3.
Never heard that before in my life.
Yeah, it's called the barmaid. If anyone's got any comments or anything, Matt Norris, we're working on it. If anyone's got any comments or any questions about this last round of 8, come on, hit us up. We're ready. Craig Farr, who do we call for the win? I'm going Foley or Edwin Vanala. There you go. Foley or Vanala. Nicole Sanders not giving Andy Simpson any room whatsoever. Simpson 9-pin back. Sanders goes up 8-pin. Oh, Vanala. The Oggies. When was the last time anyone heard an Oggie at a bowling tournament?
In Ireland or the UK.
Surely that thing finished at the under-18 counties, didn't it? Back in Jamie's years, back in 1985.
What even bowling back then?
So if there was a duo doing commentary, mine, Tyler and Andy Gray, or we've got the Randy Peterson and Rob Stone, who are we going to go for? We'll probably go for, I don't know, JB. JB, what do you reckon? Who can we mould ourselves on for this next block?
Well,
Andy Gray, the defence is terrible.
New beauty.
Yeah, beauty. If it were Andy Gray, there'll be no racial slurs. There'll be no sexual comments about birds with big knockers. Or even blokes with big knockers, because there's a few here. It's hard to be normal on live stream. Simonson, a little bit of a bunny hop at the line. Looks down, 10 back. Pongoli, weak 10 pin. Skinny jeans on the 10 stick.
Take it.
Yeah. He takes it. Edwin Vanala goes up. Confidence. Stephen Joyce. Joycey versus Cocker, fairly even. Joycey's got a few pins on him at the front at the moment.
Cocker's had a few splits, hasn't he?
Cocker's had a few splits. I think it's the fresh. I think it's that Cocker spinny roll. Not getting the finger pop. That's a full roll, I suppose, isn't it? It's a full roller, would you say, JB?
Almost, yeah.
Almost a full roll. Edwin Vanala going up for 5 in a row. Looks good. Looks good. Look is absolutely
very
fantastic.
Yeah. 10 in the pit.
Just off, literally just off the hand. Just goes up. Nothing more. He's keeping to the right hand part of the lane now. Over all these bowlers now. There's just him and Tom Byrne that play in the right hand part of the lane. Nicole Sanders with a little baby split.
Pongoli stepping up. Sets himself.
In and
Lovely
out.
ball roll.
Tilt. Through the deck for a 9 stick. He looks a bit too deep. He looks like he needs to get the ball down the lane a little bit further.
Yeah.
Tom Byrne goes up with his Sherlock. 10 back. He looks like a man possessed over there. Tommy Byrne.
Give Barry a game.
I tell you, he's sticking it to Foley. Simonson, lane 8, another 9 pin. Maybe Nicole's going to get another 8 pin again. He's got that look. He's marking it. Barry Foley goes up. 10 back. Pongoli spares on lane 9. Pongolin. Nickname Pongo, believe it or not, that's true. Moscow Flyer, Zig and Zag will take that. Craig Farr, Chuckle Brothers.
To me.
Paul Edza, how you doing? Bert and Ernie.
Hey, Bert. Ernie.
Come on, any questions? Any questions about this last? What can you see? What can't you see? Oh, Edwin Van Arla, pocket shot. Flicked the lily as well, the 5-7-10, but he left the 10 pin. Tommy Byrne goes up, Sherlock. Sure as houses are houses, 10 pin. Cocker goes up now. Cocker's got to make a move. He's got to start striking. He's got to find something. I personally believe he's too far deep, going with a ball that's just not really in it, but he's flattened that one off.
Takes the late 9 pin.
Pongolini changes ball. He must have listened to us, Jay. Changes ball, moves it a bit right.
Thrown it hard, hasn't he?
Look, he's gone for something a bit less surface. My man Vanala, he's on it. Where's the 10 pin? Simpson goes up lane 7, 2-hander. 10 back with the hustle. He's looking to see if anything's still there. Don't know if he's looking to see a bit of sarcasm or he literally generally can't see. It is age. He's about 20, 22. Young lad. Do you remember being 22, Jay?
Yeah. Nearly 20 years ago.
Because Sanders is doubling up. Where Simonson can strike out now for 239. Nicole has got 187 in the 8th, 247 double, so she's got 247 if she wants it. Now, does Nicole want it? Pongolini still got 215 up there. Edwin Vanala, though, has got a 238 if he strikes out. He's not letting off. Foley gives it the big one. What's he got down there? He's got a couple in a row now. 3, 4 in a row.
27, I believe. He goes off.
Simonson strikes. Who's on 229? Vanala. Oh,
another strike.
10
Vanala.
back for the underdog. We love an underdog. 10 back for the underdog, Vanala. Guaranteed. He's got 208. 210, 218 now. Going in, so he's got Pongoli on the run. Pongolini. Nicole Sanders throws it up the brook into Simonson. Simonson doesn't like it. Nicole doesn't care.
Nothing in his face.
There's nothing in this game but 2 in a bed. Nicole's just shoving it up him, being left-handed and getting in the brook. She's striking in Simonson's pocket. Simonson for 230 yards. Yeah, he's got it. Flicks it 239. Good start. But even if he was 50 down, I'd still put, he's still there. Cocker for a double. For a turkey going 10. Plus 10 pin. Vanala looks good. A little bit high. Yes, 4-7. We've got heading into the 10th frame now. Here's JB with a recap.
So, Nicole Sanders 247 against Anthony Simonson 238.
9.
239. Thank you. Here we go.
Yep, that's it.
Tom Byrne against Barry Foley. Foley goes off at 245 against Tom Byrne's 198. Nicole Sanders.
Foley's got the advantage in game 1.
247 against Simonson's
239. 2 more games to come in now. So we've got Evan Vanala, 227. Nicola Pongolini, 201. It's a nice lead going in. Ponglini changed balls into the later part of the game. Looked a lot more solid going down the lane. Got a better bit more. He's got a bit more carry.
It's easy for you, sorry.
Not with my starter. Andy Watson. Any idea what the pattern for the ESBET is next weekend? What a question, Andy Watson. So we've got 4 to choose from that will be done straight after this round before the finals. We've got the EMC 2015 Kegel Flex Sphinx pattern, S-Sphinx. The IBO pattern from Romania last year.
Yep.
And we've got the Storm Lucky Larson Masters Switch Belmo Crucified. So they're the 4 to choose from, Andy. We're going to be getting a absolute superstar to come and pick on live stream a bit later. You might see the video, you might not. Or we might just pick ourselves, depending on which one we think we're going to bowl well, but we won't because we're fair, unlike a lot of people. Naming no names.
Banana.
Vanala. So we've got on lane 5 and 6 just finishing off. Stevie Joyce 174 in the 9th, opening the 9th frame, 174 in a double, so he's got 204 up there if he strikes out. Cocker finishes with is that 66?
166. The 9 opened in the 10th.
Yeah. So we got a
Tough,
possible 40 lead for 40 pin lead for Stevie Joyce there. You know, it's looking like it could be an Irish final. Joyce and Foley. They might put the cat amongst the pigeons. Or say Foley against the haters. Dan French. Nah. Dan French. Conveniently left married a Dutch bird, so it's Danny French is now Danny Dutch. Danny French got married to Eddie Plumman. So Cocker 166, Stevie Joyce 204 has the lead. Just a quick recap now. Now Barry Foley's 245 to beat Tom Byrne 198. Edward Vanala came for 227. Ponglini could only have 201. Stephen Joyce 204 to 166. There's 40 pins in that one. And Sanders takes Simonson 47 to 239. Scores thank you to Dominic Gore from Talk 10 Pin. Every single live stream you've ever been on. Massive supporter of Bowling Game. Does a lot for free. No one realises. Any spare time, he's up at 6 o'clock in the morning on websites, as well as bowling ones. So leading into game 2 now, we've started off. Nicole Sanders double. A couple of single pins for Edwin Vanala. Tommy Byrne double, Barry Foley 3 in a row. Oh, Edwin Vanala. Edwin Vanala is taking the Captain Whiffington seat. He is whiffed. And 9, was that a 2-pin or a 9-pin? Or an 8-pin?
2-pin.
2-pin, whiffed to 2-pin. Can't see my age, my eyes. Frenchie, that night was a good night out, wasn't it? I can't remember what I said, but it was a goat with a suitcase. It's pretending to be Dutch. It's quite a hard language to master. You have the old Frenchie. Tommy Byrne spares a 10-pin against Foley. Foley's got a couple in a row though, so he's not looking shabby. Now, for all of you that were on about 10 and 15 minutes ago, I did say one of my calls was Barry Foley. And if it wasn't, it is now. Ponglini doesn't like that one. He's left to wash out. He's left what I like to call the bucktooth washout.
1, 2, 6, 10.
Yeah. Simpson, two-hander goes up now. 10 back. 10 back.
All day long.
No missing. Foley, another one on there. That's front 4 for Barry Foley.
Yeah, he's pretty comfortable now, I think.
Hashtag Tim Foley. If you can hear behind me, that's the Dutch contingent. Edwin Vanala there, back with a strike. Nicole Sanders now. Ooh, weak 10-pin. Ponglini, almost. Cocker going up now, started with a strike. Continues, bit of a mixer. Come on, more questions, guys out there. Don't be afraid, get online. A few questions, ask anything you want. We've got some PBA superstars here. We've got some Irish superstars. We've even got Sean Kennedy in spitting distance. There's also some old heroes in the bowling centre. Former Irish Open champion Jamie Bottomley sitting right next to us now. Well, sitting right next to us, he is sitting here. If anyone's got any questions for him, even how the hell did he win? You're asking.
$6 million question.
$6 million question that you won for $5 grand. Edwin Vanala. Hoop up, Holland, hoop up. Cock almost left to 7-10. I think Cock is struggling a bit now with carry and carry down because the ball's just faded. It's not looking like it's not looking like it's got any conviction in it. Whether he's stuck and just hoping for the best or whether he needs to change something, it's up to him. Simonson.
Strikes again.
10 back on lane 7. So we're leading into about the 4th, 5th frame for most games now. Foley, Team Foley down the bottom end, another one for a front 5. Yahtzee! Stevie Joyce comes back with a strike again, so he's got a spare and a double starts off. Nicole Sanders goes up. Oh, that was probably a 7 count, turned into an 8, turned into a 10. She's taking it. She's got to make a little bit of a move now. Vanala. Edwin Vanala, the underdog. He's having it. He's looking like
he wants it.
He wants it.
Yeah.
Hand in the air. Bit of a fist pump.
9 spare, 9 miss, Turkey.
James, why didn't I bowl? Oh, because I'm not good enough. I don't like bowling on patterns of high school. I can't keep with this pace at my age. My slow roll's not good enough. Ponglini comes back now with a double. Frames 4 and 5. Simonson. Should we just say that was 10 back? He's got a bit of support now, but Nicole won't let him run. Nicole Sanders is no fool. Barry Foley goes up now for 6. Let's have a look. Easy bowling, he's got something storm in his hand. Goes up, goes up, goes up. Barry Foley gets a flyer and leaves a 10 pin.
Nala's up again.
Van Arle, my best Dutch accent.
4 in a row.
Simple bowler, he's coming in a bit on lane 9. Ooh, bit of a 7 pin there, unlucky. Unlucky fella. So we've got
put some pressure on.
Pongolini's gone a bit more inside now. He's playing the in and outs.
Great shot.
Great shot for Pongolini. Nicole Sanders, 7 pin. Yeah, she's got it. She's got it down. Edwin Vanala, yeah, he's steady 7 pin. Simpson 69 in the 3rd frame with 3 in a row leading up to frame 7, which is playing now. Nicole Sanders 108 in the 5th with the spare going in, so you know it's there or thereabouts. Well evens. Pongolini 44 in the 3rd with 3 in a row.
Vanala 107 in the 5th with 9 spare and 6.
Anthony Simonson. Foley's on a 279 pace. Struck then after his 9 spare. Anthony Simonson just hit the pocket for the Irish Open's probably most favourite leave, the flush 7-10. Chins. Come on, people on live stream. Let's have some talk going. Let's get some hashtags going. We'll have a bit of fun. Come on. Nicole's not getting the carry she wants on this one. Nicole needs to give it a bit more fingers. I really want to see those fingers. Edwin Vanala now, lane 10, looks good. As you can hear, he's not taking any prisoners whatsoever. Simonson throws it in the ditch at 59.9 feet for an 8 miss, so he's got 153 in the 7th. Sanders 125 in the 6th with a possible spare in the 7th to put him back evens. Barry Foley still on 279 pace there. Tom Byrne, he's given it a good run. Barry Foley now steps up onto lane 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got the whack. He's given a bit of knee bend. Barry Foley comes back like a man. He knows what he's doing. 10 back for the Foley. Nicole Sanders spares that tricky little 3 count.
Hanging in there.
Hanging in.
Got that.
Got almost left to 7-10 there.
Come on! Oh! Vanala strikes again.
Vanala is taking this to. He's
all
putting
the
it. Yeah, he's taking it all the way. Vanala outside bet. Simonson
Oh,
If anyone saw that on the stream, Simonson,
Rolls
fast 10, rolls it over.
Rolls the 10.
Taco, haven't seen you for a while. How you doing?
Pongalini keeps it on. The double of his own.
Nicole's good. Nicole's up by about 8 sticks, 8 pins after the first game. 239, 247. Nicole, great shot there. Flush 7 pins.
7 pin.
Edwin Vanala now goes up in the frame 9 in lane 10. See if he can get a gobbler, which is called a turkey. Looks good. Off the hand, that looks good. That looks good. Unbelievable. Vanala punches out. The Dutch love Vanala, an underdog, sponsored by Masters in Finance. Also sponsor Ron van Zijst, Nico Dien Bont, and everybody else who bowls around the Rotterdam area. Ron van Zijst, a name from years ago. He's about 55 now, so he's in the seniors soon. Last time he came to the Irish Open, he left wearing a dress. And that's true with Peter Smits and Big Roly Moly, if anyone remembers him. Christian Stout. Go Vanala, 4 in a row, lane 9. It's got to be a bit inside. He's going Brook. He is going Brook. That is 10. All the way.
When they go downfield, they go downfield.
Mate, they are gone. Vanala is in it. Frenchy, 16 for the 2 games. 8 pins a game. 8 and 8, you're right, it's up 16. So Simonson 153 in the 7th with a strike and a 9 count. Nicole 144 in the 7th with the spare, going for the shot now. Looks good. She has left a horrible, horrible split. For a left, it's horrible splits. The 6-8. So it's a right-hander 4-9. Vanala in the pocket. Oh! Looks back. Tomahawk 10. When you've got it, you've got it. Vanala is advancing to the final 4. Just to let everyone know, I did pick him. Taco, you still bowling? When are you going to come to Ireland? I see your name every now and then. It needs a lefty who can hit it a bit. Barry Foley there, not quite successful on 279, but he left a 7 count, goes in on about, he's in the 250s. Nicole, 8-1. Nicole, frame 9, 171. Simonson, 173 plus a spare in the 9th. Edwin Vanala finishes up, not giving a hoot about the 7th frame. Pongalini 212. Foley sails through with a 250 odd, I think, over Tom Byrne. Tom Byrne's had a good run. He's had a great run, in fact. Cocker, Stephen Joyce. Now, we haven't commented so much about this game. JB, what's going on?
Cocker's just split in the 8th, but he's 162, I think, on Joyce's
about 20 behind.
Spare. 20 behind.
So if Cocker strikes out, he will have, what, 222?
Yep.
And if Joyce manages to strike out, he's got 213. But there's about a 40 pin gap between Cocker and Stephen Joyce going into this one. So Lee gets 222. Steve's only got to have 180, and his jobs are good in there.
Score an update. So Barry Foley overcame Tom Byrne, 245 to 53. Good set there for 198 to 04.
Edward Vanala comes back, 227, 243 against Pongalini's 201, 212. There's no stopping this Dutchman. He's the flying Dutchman this year. Simonson needs this. Simonson has a first strike in the 10th frame. Nicole has a 9 count. I think it is all over for that one. Simonson squeezes through over Sanders. So Barry Foley is in. Edwin Vanala from Zoetermeer in the Netherlands. He is in. my Dutch. To all the Dutchies listening. Hey, het gaat het, dat is goed. Simonson now, well, he didn't need that one, but he sails through. So we've got Barry Foley, Anthony Simonson, 99% it'll be Stephen Joyce, and Edwin Van Arla. What no one probably would have picked that for. Probably would have picked Simonson. Anthony Simonson, but not the other three. Taco. Never been to Ireland though, still playing here occasionally. How nice of you to interact with Chadders. Hey, we go back a few years, Taco. Too many years. All right. Retract. So you think the stream's just a little bit, a teeny bit behind us. So what you're seeing is, you know, we can see obviously live the stream's just a few seconds for obvious reasons. Simonson in the end, it was 7 pins over Nicole. So the second strike in the 10th frame basically sealed the deal after Nicole didn't manage to take 10 in the 10th frame. Anthony Simonson goes through. So you've got Foley by PBA, Anthony Simonson, PBA, Edwin Van Arla, the Flying Dutchman, Stevie Joyce. Now, what's he got? He's got 171. Cocker's going to strike out for what looks like 212, which is not going to be enough. Just Steve Joyce is going to have well, he's got 171 plus a 9 spare. Joyce is in. Somehow, Steve Joyce comes back in this tournament, first year in a few, and gets up there. Cockers Knockers is out, sporting Strike Zone, big old Alan Kersey Strike Zone Pro Shop shirt. Shortly we will be doing the live draw with a superstar for the ESBT first round this year. So if you're looking to share, get it around. Still a few spots left. I'm sure there's a few of you that are still wondering. So we've got Storm Lucky Larson Masters, EMC 2015, the IBO 2017, and the remaining from the Sphinx, which is Keg Plan.
Just the confirmation of the scores there. Lee Cocker bows out the tournament with a 378, so 166 to 12. Against Stephen Joyce, 204, 190 for a 390 series, 94 series.
So there we have. Tom Byrne bails out, Barry Foley wins, Edward Van Arla goes through, Cocker's out, Stevie Joyce goes through, Nicole Sanders, 7 pins was in the end, 7 pins against PBA Simonson. Not a bad top 4. What does everyone think online? Taco. IX final, that's a game. I'm going to say Ajax 2-1. So well done to all the players now. Got. Who do you want to grab for a chat? Anyone online? Anyone wants any questions? Anyone who wants to have a quick 5 minutes?
Right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, bowlers.
You can hear Sean, that's Sean Kennedy now.
Semi-final in just about 5 minutes, so please, bowlers, semi-final in 5 minutes. We have the senior semi-final on lanes 5, 6, 7 and 8, and the main final and semi-final then at 9, 10, 11 and 12.
Senior finals as well as the main finals.
What have we got then, Lou, for the matchup?
So, matchups. In front of us now on lanes 9 and 10, we have Stephen Joyce, local lad, and Anthony Simonson. Lanes 7 and 8, Edwin Van Arle, surprise shock Dutchman, coming through strong as ever, against a couple of years ago champion Barry Foley. We also have the seniors going on a few lanes down as well. So we have Nico Teampont on lanes 3 versus Selwyn Morgan on lane 4. Tom Byrne, who just missed out the highest 4 in the adults, or the usual standard event, and in the seniors now against Robert Lind of Norway. So that'd be interesting down there. But here we have the finals, the top 4. Who do we think then, guys? Come on.
Arnold Barry Foley. Opens up the strike. That's good.
Foley's got something about him.
Arnold's open with a
210.
nasty 210.
Van Arle, that's close. Oh!
Picked out beautifully.
Edwin Van Arle. He left it, he spares it. 210 for Van Arle. Yeah, so on the seniors, Tom Byrne versus Robert Lind from Norway, and Nico Timpont versus Selwyn Morgan from England. Well done, Selwyn. Great show this weekend.
2 games total.
Again, as JB says, 2 games total. No handicap on this one, no women. Here we go. Barry Foley comes up high on lane 8.
Very busy.
Come on, Joycey. Foley versus Simonson final. That could be quite good, that one. Steve Joyce, lane 9, washed out. Lane 9 seems to be playing a little bit longer for the middle. Have you seen that, Jay?
Yeah. Looked like he didn't grab much of it then.
He did.
What's on through?
Looks like he throws his mum's handbag harder than he throws his bowling ball. Simonson then, nice easy convert there. Strike, nice pair to start from Simonson. Edwin Van Arle. 2 spares. Barry Foley, strike spare. Early days.
Oh, lovely pick up there.
Stevie Joyce obviously heard my comment and he actually put his fingers in that one. Sends the head pin over to the 10 pin, clears it up, there's the washout. So we have 2 Irish, 2 Dutch, 3 Irish, 2 Dutch, a Norway, and an American. Oh, and Selwyn from Turkey land. Selwyn for president. President of what? Bernard Matthews. Steve Joyce now got his hand in that one. Looks like he's peeling back from 10. Let's have a quick look on the ball return, see what kind of equipment they're using. We've got Simonson obviously throwing his rotor grip. Is that still his hustle, Jay?
In his hand at the moment. Blue ball. Half blue ball. It's a hustle.
Yeah, it's a hustle. Looks good for 10 back. Stevie Joyce. Now, Stevie Joyce is going with a black ball.
Like Nike sauce.
It's got a hint of something in it. Is that a hint of dark blue as well? Is that dark blue? Is that an IQ tool? Edwin Van Arle there on lane 7 with a stone 8. Stephen Joyce now worked out lane 9, realises that it's a little bit longer. 10 back. They look a little bit like each other as well. Stephen Joyce and Simonson. Foley there, lane 8, no doubt. 10 in. Now, what was Barry Foley throwing? Looks like maybe a Sherlock. Show off. Barry Foley is using a show off. green, purple. Looks good actually. Centre pins flying. Simpson, another back 10.
On the left lane, he's using a, I think that's a racket. Or
He has got a racket or a record.
the pearl one.
Stevie Joyce. Michael Smith, what is this ESPT tour you're talking about? Michael, where have you been? ESP Tour, the English Sport Bowling Tour. It's a tour consists of 6 events plus the English Open, a points-based tour leading towards the Masters at the end. Now we've got some exciting news coming up tomorrow about the ESP Tour. It's a scratch tour, played on sport patterns at centres that are full bowling. So we play at Acox Green, Stroud, Mansfield, Poole. That have requirement what we need for our tour, which is decent lane machine, kegel, so we can put the patterns in, or the Brunswick, Chesterfield, lovely centre as well. Patterns, we choose the patterns, we choose a selection of patterns for, we get a live draw done to show what patterns we're going to be using on the day. If you want to have a look at sportbowling.uk website, Edwin Vanala now, finding the pocket a few times. Barry Foley still looking pretty strong though. Quick little update, so we've got 9 and 10, Simonson, Stephen Joyce, spare, 4 in a row up to the 6th frame. Simonson now, strike, spare, 4 in a row, so nothing in that one. Mike Smith, yes they do. They do a good pie. It's one of the reasons why we go there, mate. Well, it's one of the best centres in the UK. Why didn't you come down and have a look? Are you local? Whereabouts are you? So Edwin Vanala.
Looking better now.
He's looking a bit stronger now. He's actually using a hammer. So it's that their special edition widow. And he looks like playing just a little bit, still to the right hand side of the lane, which is the only one kind of playing to the right. So he's playing up between kind of 5 and 10. Letting the ball do the work. Good read actually, he's going through the mid lane without any friction, looks good. Foley still on the hustle, and a racket pearl. Vanala now, lane 8. Sending the pins all over the place, 10 back. Barry Foley, 72 in the 5th frame with a strike in the 6th. Vanala, 79 in the 4th and 3 in a row. Joycey,
good game this.
Steve Joyce puts another one on there for a 6-pack. So from 3rd to 8 strikes. Let's have a quick flick down the seniors now. Joyce now going up for 7 in a row. Simonson still on 280 pace. Steve Joyce right there with him. Steve Joyce slightly bit high, 4-pin.
Barry Foley. Get back in the game. Vanala's just whiffed the 7th pin. Gives Foley a chance.
Simonson just had a bit of a flying 4-pin over into the 10s. A bit of a basketball-style shot where he double bounced it. Kept on track though, because he was right in the middle of the slush wheel, going up between 15 and 20 board. Steve Joyce now over to the 4-pin. Walk in the park for Joycey. A lot of support for Steve Joyce. Got a bit of support online for Steve Joyce as well. Michael Smith, yes I do.
Back in it.
Is in bowl, yeah.
Edwin Van Arlen. Strike out for 226. Fired for 222.
It's there. Who wants the lead in the first game? Go back to Simonson and Joyce. 8 frame, 209 Simonson. Sorry, 5 for Joyce and spare in the 9th. Edza. Good work with Barry Brown. Poor old Barry. I think that's the stress Foley gives him. It's a sunroof for a sex machine. I'm sure that's what he's saying. Edwin Van Arlen comes back after that whiffy 9 miss with a strike, just to keep heads up on Barry Foley. Steve Joyce somehow manages to take out the 6 and the 9 pin from a full rack. Second 2-count tournament. Well done, Joycey. But that gives him.
But overall. Foley's hard to duck, buddy. He's actually laughing, belly laughing.
The game just started, guys. Simpson first in the 10 for 10 back. No doubts. No doubts. Edwin Van Arlen for the double. Looks good. Looks good. Oh. That is 10 back. So he's 166 in the 8 from the double. 226 up there. Steve Joyce now going for the spare. And he hits the pocket, but it's a bit flat, so 10 pin left. So Steve Joyce first game finishes with 226. Seniors are still going on. We just got a slight recap there in a second or so. Barry Foley steps up 10 frame, 4 in a row now. Barry 92 in the 6th and 4 in a row. Simerson 10 back, so he's got a double in the 10th frame, 229 in the 9th and 259 if he strikes again. So it's just a decent little lead on Joycey. Steve Joyce though, he's got his chin up. 259 for Anthony Simonson. Van
Selwyn's all around.
Selwyn's all around. Now Foley versus Edwin Van Arlen. Barry Foley, second one in the 10th. Gives it the big one, runs out a lane. Does the swinging punch. Move.
Takes out Joyce.
Nearly takes out Steve Joyce and Andy Simonson in one go. Simonson's bolt because, well, he can.
I think he kicked the ball return.
Yeah, I think he just lost his foot there a little bit.
Yeah. Scared of Barry.
Barry's actually put fear of.
Very good.
Let's put a ferret up him, should we say?
Left another pin.
Edwin Van Arlen, 2-9 opens in this game for 2-1-4. So Barry Foley now, 10th frame, last shot. Last shot, Barry Foley, 10 back for Barry Foley. He finishes with 2-12. So 2-12 for Barry Foley, 2-1-4 for Edwin Van Arlen. Here's Dom Gall with the scores. We have Tom Byrne at 200, Robert Lind at 165, so there's a bit of a lead there. Nico Teamponts, former Irish Open champion, heading towards his senior championship, fingers crossed. Nico's 186, Selwyn 207, so he's got 20 pins there. So we're going into the second game now.
Anthony Simonson looking pretty comfortable.
Business as usual. Anthony Simonson. 9 spare, 3 in a row. Hashtag Team Bowling starts off with 3 in a row. Edwin Vanala still got that 2 pins up on him, but he has got spare, strike, spare. Has there been any ball changes, JB?
Yeah. With Barry, he's trying to see what he's throwing there. The end of that first game, the second game.
Foley. Right, 7 pin, just didn't get the flip on that one. Steve Joyce now going for a heel split. Slow rolls it. Through it from the left. Vanala now, lane 8. What has he got in his locker?
A 9 count. Sadly.
Sadly, Stone 9. Poor old Edwin. Mike Smith, that's Paul Gregg. Yes, I did go to ETC. It was a terrible week. Leave it there. Well, I did win the bar. I won the drunkest person there, that's guaranteed. Mike Smith, that's probably true, yeah. I think it was about 178 though. It was a bad week.
Well, he turned up and had a go.
I wasn't last.
Weren't last.
No, never doing it again either. So Morgan's got a bit of support now. Down on lanes 3 and 4. Simonson lane 10 spares 10 pin. Puts him 99 on the 4th with 8 spare in the 5th. Foley 10 back, she's on 279 pace, up 5 frames. Vanala, 3 spares and a strike. Steve Joyce,
Stop 6 10.
choppity chop chop, chippity chippity chop. 6 out of 10. That's a ball return kicker, that one, isn't it? You just really want to unload on the ball return. And then the console, and then the seat. And then every time you do a chop like that, you see some handbagger carry from a brook, and he's just, oh. that must be the bowler's most hated moments.
Or even worse.
Oh,
The lefty handbagger.
Edwin Vanala now comes back with a big 10, changes balls, what looks like to be a kinetic ruby, track ruby.
Barry gone to the timeless before.
Barry?
I think it's the time.
What, Barry?
Yeah.
Simonson just left to fly a 7-10, but lucky enough to head. Yeah, Mike Smith, yeah, perfect. It was a great representation.
He paid for most of it himself.
Do you still bowl? Are you interested? Do you want to get involved a bit more? Vanala now comes back with a double, so he's changed ball. He's got that kind of, he's got the outside line that he was using in the first couple of matches. Mike Smith, where'd you bowl out of? If you still play, where'd you come from? Apart from the keyboard. Barry Foley still on 279 pace. With another strike in the 7th frame. 3 in a row, 9 spare, 3 in a row. there was a phone number, Barry will be dialing it. Simonson. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty handy that one time, isn't it? Edwin Vanala. Vanala, what a ball change. Changes balls, come back with 3 strikes in a row. In the seniors, Selwyn and Nico head-to-head going through the first few frames. Nico just suddenly seems like he hasn't got hold of it really, but never count him out. The old boy knows what he's doing. Harry Foley now steps up for 4 in a row. It's leading into frame 8. Vanala, strike 3 in a row, 3 9 spares in a row, and then 3 in a row. Foley 279 base. Foley runs it out.
And he runs over Simonson.
He's putting fear of God up Anthony Simonson. Simonson 8-10. Lane 9 is proving to be a little bit longer for in the middle, so if you don't get it out there quick enough, it's not going to come back. Labouring a bit in the mid lane and not giving you any reaction at the back end. Stevie Joyce, frame down, but keeps it closed. 123 in the 7th in the spare. Edwin Vanala, this is an important shot now. Oh, Vanala catches the back end. Unfortunately, leaves himself a 6 split. Barry Foley converts a single pin. Simonson 166 in the 8th, 2 to play, 2 frames to play. Got a bit of a lead over Joycey. Nala's gone for a bit of a different way to spare these 2, but he's taken 2. 160 in the 8th for Vanala. Barry Foley 178 in the 7th and a spare in the 8th. In the seniors, Tom Byrne just trailing Robert Lynn by about 10 or 15 going into the 7th frame of this one, but he's got a bit of a lead on Tommy B. So Nico and Selwyn still battling out down on the end pair. That pair mustn't be that friendly because there's a few kind of bit of friction coming through the middle of the lane. A couple of washouts and a few light 2-8-10s. Mike Smith from Norwich. Yeah, Mike Smith had a 300 at Norwich, the Nationals. You had one there? Oh. The Moscow Flyer back online. Let's play the 8 tennis to Logan. Well done, lad. Mike Smith, you can get lessons from Team England setup.
Andy Penny.
Yep, Sir Andrew of Penny. If you want to travel down to Dunstable, go on the Specto machine, and he's more than willing to help you out and go through it. Well, why don't you have a chat with Phil Punter? Phil's a good lad. You should know Phil. He runs a pro shop there at Norwich. Or even ask Leon when you see him. Great bowler, Leon Devlin. Fantastic bowler. Taco, you're right. Zander did make the ball change to become world champion. Edwin unfortunately made the ball change, had 3 great shots, and the last one just came up slightly high for that split. Foley seems to have got the better of him this game though. Edwin strikes out, he's got 210. Barry Foley's sitting there at 208 plus a count at the moment.
Foley's reaction, he's got the passion, that's all, isn't it? This tournament is more than anything, so.
He's got an extreme amount of drive for this tournament, particularly this tournament. Barry Foley was the first Irishman to win.
Right.
Barry Foley finishes with 216. Takes Edwin Vanala for 430 odd. 226 for Barry Foley, so it's 440 overall bout. Edwin Vanala bows out with 187. Simonson 205 cruises past Stevie Joyce. Stevie Joyce, great shout out to Stevie Joyce. He's come back into the game.
It's about on level.
Last time was good.
I was. Half an hour.
I really want to go and get a milkshake though, it would be quite nice. Oh, go get it.
Any questions?
I get power from this one on the battery, so it will be enough.
It'll be enough charge, won't it? Yes.
Yeah, it's full, so.
Got enough wire?
10 meters.
attention, please. My senior clancy to reception. That's my senior clancy to reception, please.
Okay, Sarah Burns, please.
I have some training. I have 5 years
attention, please. Rolls into the Quasar reception. Let's rolls into the Quasar reception, please.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. Please welcome on day number 10, first time in the final from England, Selwyn Morgan. Ladies and gentlemen, the 30th anniversary grand final of the Irish Open Championships on lanes 11 and 12. Would you welcome on lane number 11, the 213 champion from Ireland, Barry Foley. And please welcome on lane number 12, PBA champion from the USA, Anthony Simonson. Gentlemen, congratulations, good luck, good bowling. A reminder, 2 games in the final, total pinfall over the 2 games, deciding the champions, both seniors and the 30th anniversary final. Okay, practice time is 5 minutes, and that commences now. Thank you. Sarah, practice music. Barry Foley versus Anthony Simonson. And please, the seniors, Tom Byrne versus Selwyn Morgan. Bowlers, good luck and good bowling.
Got his daughter Sarah and half the crowd. Selwyn Morgan behind him, he's got basically all the crowd, and Tom Byrne's got the rest of them left and not behind Selwyn. So it's quite nice. It's unusual to have the 4 lanes now straight in front of us rather without a little a pair in between.
Opening strike from Simon.
But here we go. Who do we reckon, guys? Come on. Let's get sharing this around. Barry Foley, Anthony Simonson. Who we got? Who we got?
Barry comes on high for a 6 pin. 4 pin, sorry.
Her family, Craig Farr. My little goddaughter Millie. Hello Millie, how we doing? Millie, you gonna come down to the pub later? Buy me a drink? Selwyn loves it.
Foley's in the beat.
Crook for Morgan, beat for Foley. Round of the mill, walk in the park, 10 pins bare for Simonson. Oh, very Foley unlucky there. Could have got a jump off the back, one of the back pins. Over there, run the mill, walk in the park, game frame by frame.
Right, nice bare strike.
Turn back for the rookie. Foley fights back.
Barry finds 60 feet of success. Opening with a nice spare. 7 spare strike. 7.
Selwyn's 1 strike away from a gobbler. Steak and baked potato. That's it. We've got there in the end.
That's it.
Foley.
Foley's thrown on very wide.
Support from the front, back, left, right, and over the pub.
He had the frozen rope there, didn't he? Straight in the
He did.
pocket, yeah.
He took a bit of Selwyn, took a bit of advice, moved his feet in a bit, and struck on lane 9. Tommy Byrne replies, but Selwyn's got the lead in the seniors so far. Foley 1 strike out the first 4 frames.
Best moment of the tournament, man.
Selwyn giving himself a gobble. In the bowling sense of the word, everyone. Let's not go there. Simpson now. He looks as if to say, yeah, baby, I knew that. Selwyn. Ooh, Selwyn, stone 9 in the brook. I don't think Tom Byrne's too pleased with that. Harry Foley's getting there. Foley's got something on lane 11. England, Ireland and America represented. Foley now on lane 11. Great shot from Barry there. He knows it. He's got something. What's he throwing now on that one? Because he's changed a little bit.
I think it's timeless again.
Timeless with a bit of surface on it.
Yeah.
Barry Foley 106th in the 6th frame with a strike in the 7th. Simonson, well, strikes bare 4 in a row. Strikes bare 5 in a row. That's a Yahtzee, baby!
Oh.
Plumstead's finest, Selwyn Anthony Morgan.
First bad shot. Simonson, 428. 248, sorry.
Simonson, so that's one that leaves Simonson 187 in the 7th. With a strike and a 7 count. Barry Foley 106 in the 6th with 3 in a row. So Barry's got 36, 66, 96, 226 up there. Simonson's got 207, 257. 10 back for Tom Byrne. Simonson going down the lane. Anthony Simonson. Did he have all fingers in that ball, Jake? Has he left a bit on
sticky
the...
fingers on that one? slid straight up the ball. Oh, good
Hey, Selwyn Morgan. He leaves it, he spares it. 5-7. Barry Foley back with 10. Barry Brown, his coach there. Local ball drill at the Stillorgan Bowl. Good lad is Barry.
Yeah, what can Simonson do? He didn't like it on the last, just lane on the last shot.
So you can get his fingers in it. Oh, he's hit that. You can hear the pop. a lot of pins. So Barry 290.
Can do is strike out.
Barry looks good. Barry looks good. Barry Foley. Barry Foley changed balls.
And a bit of afters going on here.
Those who are watching the live stream, this is getting interesting. There's a little bit of heat going down there.
Might be a fight by the end of this game.
In 11 and 12, there is some heat. This is what we all want to see now. There's emotion. There's emotion, there's trash talk. This is now on the line for 4 grand. They're not playing for anything now, they're playing for 4 grand. We're getting there. Simpson goes up, he hits it, it looks a bit weak. Comes up high, 4 pin, can't trip it.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the Irish Open Championships, apart from announcing the result and the presentation, and that will happen in 15 minutes. So we'd ask you please to stay around for the prize giving and give your support for the winners and finalists. Thank you. 15 minutes for the presentation.
Guys, what's the delay like? Because Anthony Simonson beat Barry Foley, and Tom Byrne beat Selwyn Morgan. If anyone's got any last minute questions they want to ask us or get through to the booth, then fire up, and then the interviews with the runners-up and champions will be on shortly after the presentation. Again, if anyone's got any questions, if anyone's got any comments or questions, any feedback for anybody here, then please get back to us. It's great to have you on board. Just looking at Dom Gall now, we're doing some live stuff, and then we'll be having some ESBT lane draws coming very, 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 very soon. With hopefully Anthony Simonson will grace us with these presents and choose a lane pan for us to start off the 2018 ESBT at Stroud. Congratulations to everybody. Must apologise about the slight camera angles on the finals, but unfortunately, due to where the bowl is and the way the PowerPoints are and the lighting, it's hard to change everything over that way to find the perfect view.
Got a question from George Patel. Hey chatters, do the seniors get handicapped? I don't believe they do they? In this tournament?
No, George, I don't think in this tournament, no. In general, though, there's all the new tours. So you've got the 10-pin tour. They get handicapped based on average, and all the other senior ones they get handicapped based on the age bonuses and all that. The +1, +2, +10 if you're 60. Get your hot rods back out, George. But we'll be seeing you soon.